Marvel Studios Vice President Nate Moore recently talked a little bit about what exactly it takes for Marvel Studios to hire you as a director and the specific traits they look for. And as some have suspected, this is exactly why we get the directors we get in the MCU. Basic understanding of comics is not really a requirement, but it goes a little bit deeper than just that. So we know for a fact, as it was established before by Kevin Feige, that you don't necessarily need to have an extensive knowledge or even a deep knowledge of Marvel Comics to get hired for a job. What you need to do is show an interest in it, have a solid idea and a story, and make an impression. So recently, speaking to The Town with Matt Baloney, we had Vice President of Production and Development Nate Moore talk a little bit more about this, and he specifically pointed at Joe and Anthony Russo and their work on Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And he said that if you look back on it, these guys were laughed at, and everybody said this would be the end of Captain America hiring comedy directors, people that don't do action, people that are going to ruin the brand. And he said that one thing that they decided to look at was their extensive love for comics, but also what ideas and pitches they had, and specifically how they wanted to do something different with Captain America in modern day. And he said that just because their love for comics was there, it doesn't mean that it has to be. And he said there's other directors that they've hired and producers. All you have to do is show some experience in your field and that you're confident with your pitch and that you are passionate about the movie and product that you want to work on and that you understand the trajectory and direction that they're going in. It doesn't matter if you come from a horror, comedy, or whatever background. As long as you can roll with Marvel Studios and what they need, work with them, and then take what you're discussing, go do research, and make it fit the MCU, that this will be something that they look at. So, does a knowledge of comics that's extensive and deep help? Sometimes yes. He says for the Russos, it did because they showed a deep knowledge and fundamental love for these characters. But other directors they bring on, as we've heard multiple times, they know of Marvel, but some of them have never seen an MCU films. Others have never picked up a Marvel comic. And the reason they get them for projects like WandaVision is because they're not then held by what came in the comics. They can tell their own story, and then you have the other people working on the project, filling in the little things that are going to build up the bigger picture to make sure things connect. So ultimately, everybody's working in service of the best project without the knowledge that everybody has to be the most hardcore of the hardcore and we gotta pander to everything. That'll fall in its place when it does, and when it does, it doesn't really concern you because they're building up something else. And honestly, I think it shows. Remember, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, also the Avengers, also the original Captain America, and Iron Man, and Thor, and Guardians of the Galaxy. All those were meant to be the end of Marvel. Look at where we're at now. And many of those were written and produced and directed by people who didn't have extensive comic knowledge. They just loved what they were pitching and were passionate. Joe Johnston with Captain America: The First Avenger is a prime example. He wanted to do a period piece because of his work back on The Rocketeer for Disney. They liked his pitch, and the rest was history.